Hello YouTubers, welcome to another episode here in Australia. We're up early, of course, to get out rowing. As you can tell, the rowing water is great. The weather is slightly cooler. I've brought the rain along with me, but obviously it's a different rain, still pretty warm. So looking forward to getting out on the water this morning for the first time to do some higher intensity rather than the consistent low intensity paddles that I've been doing over the past few days to get back into the swing of training. And there he is, Big Jacko, getting ready for the session. Oh yeah. Tough pieces so far, good workout. Filling up the boat with some rainwater reminds me of home, but what doesn't remind me of home is the fact that we're both got our tops off and we're not shivering and struggling to stay warm. So it's a little bit of a strange one. I'm sweating, but I'm soaking from the rain. But as always, we're enjoying the process, isn't that right, Big Dog Jacko? Oh, you!
How you going?
Having a good time, good pieces, good company. Rain's out, what more could you ask for?
Oh.
Everybody's gonna get this one. It's too hard for them.
Good sesh?
Good sesh. Bit wet. That's great.
No flex?
And in classic fashion, after any session, the weather improves. The sun burning through the clouds, the rain has stopped, but it was a pleasure to get out there and use the rain to our advantage, cooling us down that little bit as we push on the pace. But now, after any session, you may have guessed it, it's time to fuel up, because remember, food is fuel. And we've made it back into the pool with a lovely mango smoothie to fuel up on. And Anthony over there somewhere is shaking his head saying, why are you going in the pool? It's freezing. But I find it really interesting. I'm not cold, but him and the guys rowing were finding this morning pretty cold. It's about 26, 27 degrees, pretty humid, and the rain is pretty warm versus obviously I'm used to much colder temperatures. But anyway, enough about the weather. The session itself, really, really good. Increase in intensity, and for those of you that have been following the videos for a few months anyway, you might have realised that I've not been on the water too much. I think in December I might have got on the water 4 times, and so to be able to get on the water, I think I've already been on the water 5 times or so here in Australia, is absolutely a fantastic opportunity to be able to work on my rowing, which for those of you that know and have been following the videos for longer than a couple of months, it may be a weakness of mine, the technique aspect anyway. So I'm strong, I'm fit, mentally pretty good, but the technique and efficiency side of things needs some work, and I'm very, very well aware of that, and I put in quite a lot of effort to change that, but hopefully the continued water time here will be able to help improve that. So speaking to Anthony, speaking to Marcus, speaking to even Mr. Big Dog Jacko on the water about the water technique and what they see, it's interesting because even though they're from Australia, they're different coaches, it's very similar wordings or very similar things that say that's what you could work on. So for me, trying to work on, I tend to try and get connected with my back and lift, and you might be able to see that from the videos that have been in for the sessions in previous or even this episode. And so I need to be able to connect to the water better, and a couple of things that I do try and do to do that is improve how I'm preparing, but also I think, as I've said previously in episodes, yes, preparing better will help, but to me, preparing better is almost like the second step, whereas before that, if I set myself up to prepare better, that's what I'm kind of trying to look at. So therefore, I don't have to feel like I want to lift with the back to connect. I just have to keep the back forward, and I can lift the arms and then press with the legs, and then what that should lead to is a good press, a good connection of the front, and then what I'll be able to use the swing, use my big long levers at the back of the stroke, or the last half of the stroke, well, to accelerate the boat. Unfortunately, if I do connect, or when I do connect here, like so, it means that I'm using the body angle very early, not using the legs on the push because I'm not connected, and then by the time I get to half slide or so and I'm trying to accelerate the boat, I've used a lot of that swing, which is a very powerful part of the stroke, so I have to almost overwork it to be able to finish the stroke strong. So essentially what that turns into is big inefficiencies in the stroke. So overall, looking very simply to become more efficient, as we all are in rowing, and really good to be out on the water and try and do so, because remember, rowing is a rowing stroke. And as well, Big Jacko, I'm not sure if you might notice in the videos that we've seen when we're side by side, you'll see that Big Dog Jacko will be very flat, at least with his hands, and that's what I would really like to go towards, so that I'm ready, I'm prepared, I'm connected better, I'm pushing more, I'm using my levers, etc, etc. So very the actual process, the actual act of sort of placing is very easy, but it's doing it, trying to basically ignore all the millions of strokes that I've done previously by connecting here. So it's not an easy process to do continuously, but for one stroke, technically if I just sat still and just lifted my arms, it is easy. It's simple, let's say, but not easy. So now, pretty relaxing day today, especially because I'm out here at, it's 8 o'clock in the morning, which is funny. There are times when you're in a pool in the middle of winter, sun is, I'll probably have to go in soon because the sun is almost burning me. So yes, very, very appreciative. So once again, that will be it for today's episode, yamsquad. Hopefully you have enjoyed it, and I will see you tomorrow for the next episode, which I'm not sure what's going to happen, but I'm sure it'll be an adventure. And as always, remember to subscribe if you haven't already, hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next episode.